Alrighty, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94. We're back with another reaction video. Today, we're finna react to the best PS2 fighting games. So we did sports games, we did racing games, now we doing fighting games. There's one more left. And then after that, we'll move over here. But this is by Watch Mojo, the mayonnaise, the tuna and the mayonnaise. You already know what time it is.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
You already know what time it is. But anyways, though, let's get right into it.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 best PlayStation 2 fighting games. The PlayStation 2 saw a wealth of fighting games come to the platform, but only some of them will still resonate with us today. Which of these was your favorite? Was there one we left off that you enjoyed? Share with us down in the comments and I will see you there. Not gonna lie, one of my guilty pleasures? Rumble Roses.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
War of the Monsters.
My bad. I don't know what this is. This definitely ain't it for me.
Developed by Incognito Entertainment, the studio behind Twisted Metal Black, War of the Monsters was a multiplayer brawler unlike any other fighting game we had seen.
I ain't never played this game a day in my life.
And fight your friends as you demolish the battle.
It might be fire.
In addition to the destructible
It looked kind of fun,
honored
but
kaiju movies greatly with its diverse roster of monsters ranging from animals, lab experiments, aliens, and even mechas.
Damn.
Why Sony hasn't had one of its studios make a sequel is beyond us, but we're glad to be able to relive this classic on PlayStation 4 today. Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution.
Hey, I'm gonna just keep it a bean with y'all, bro. Any Virtual Fighter, Tekken, those type of games, I never played these a day in my life. So Street Fighter 2, I never played Street Fighter a day in my life. I know y'all probably like, damn, you missing on a lot of. Nope, I don't care. I played Mortal Kombat, Dead or Alive. Those are probably the only two like major fighting games I think I've ever played throughout my entire lifespan. Is Mortal Kombat, Dead or Alive, and Soul Calibur. Those are the only three. If you want to count Smash, well, you can't count it because that's a Nintendo exclusive. But Smash, that's another one. But aside from that, yeah, I don't play any of these other fighting games.
Even in the early to mid 2000s, fighting games were having some difficulty in the 3D space, some getting too complicated while others were trying to be cute with stages that had slopes and the like. Virtua Fighter 3 fell under those categories, but 4, specifically Evolution, remains the best in the Virtua Fighter franchise. After 3's shortcomings, Evolution brought us back to basics with tighter controls, better visuals, and an extensive selection of cosmetics for your character. The focus on playing against arcade players was a neat shift in atmosphere, and the different gameplay modes like Seesaw and Hyper Fighter were great additions to check out with friends. Virtua Fighter, unfortunately, has just not been the same since. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes.
I never played these either. Nope, never played these either.
Admittedly, there isn't anything special about MVC2's PS2 port, but did it really need more bells and whistles? MVC2 is already a fantastic game, and it still holds up well today, what with its massive roster of characters that allow players to experiment with different playstyles and discover new combos. Between the controls, music, and sprite work, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 truly was a masterclass in the tag fighting formula, hence why so many people have been demanding the game to be ported to modern hardware. Alas, it remains stranded on Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 as the HD versions made for 360 and PS3 were delisted long ago. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum.
What the fuck is this? It's like some bullshit.
Unlike MVC2, Neo Geo Battle Coliseum has managed to keep itself commercially available on modern platforms, and it's easy to see why folks fell in love with this game. This was essentially SNK's own crossover fantasy, pitting characters from King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, Metal Slug, The Last Blade, and more against each other. As with most of their other games, SNK's skills in sprite animation and textures were on full display here. Yeah, there wasn't really anything new that we hadn't already seen from SNK's countless library of fighting games, but we didn't need anything shiny and new to enjoy this simple 2v2 fighter. Bloody Roar 3.
I ain't never heard of these games, bro. This nigga talk about what the fuck are these games?
This isn't exactly the best Bloody Roar in the franchise, but between 3 and 4, Bloody Roar 3 was much more impressive. Not only did it throw in a few new characters for us to try out, it also showcased the power of the PlayStation 2 with detailed character models, environments, and visual effects. Our only gripe is in the shoddy audio quality. Really, if you deal a massive blow, prepare to have your speakers blown out. Other than that, we really wish Konami would bring the franchise forward to modern hardware.
Get ready, fight!
Def Jam, Fight for New York.
I can't really speak on this one because I didn't play this until I came back to YouTube a couple of years ago and played this. That was my first time actually playing this because I never got a chance to really play this because this game was never available. Like, this game was sold out completely. Like, this game was not available anywhere. Like, bro, you go to Walmart, you go to Target. If you saw it, somebody was probably associate was probably getting it out the game case and taking it to the register for the person to purchase, because this game was never fucking available when it was like in its prime. But like now through emulation and shit like that, I finally got to play this game. I must say, I see why niggas hype this one up. This is one of the games where I give y'all niggas credit. I don't give y'all niggas credit for a lot of shit, but this by far is one of them games that y'all said is probably one of the best fighting. It's one of the best games y'all ever played in y'all childhood. I give y'all props for this one. This was definitely one of the ones.
You want a fighting game with a serious attitude problem? Look no further than Def Jam Fight for New York. This classic was way ahead of its time with a fantastic story mode, kick-ass soundtrack of licensed music from various hip-hop and rap artists, and a massive roster of celebrities like Carmen Electra, Snoop Dogg, Ice-T, and more. Adding to the presentation was the inclusion of brutal blazon moves and how characters would trash talk each other before and after matches. Simply put, Def Jam Fight for New York will always give you a good time. Mortal Kombat Deception. Mortal Kombat did have a small ounce of success in the 3D fighting space, most notably with Deception. This was the step forward that Deadly Alliance failed to make. How so? Well, Deception had more responsive controls, brought back stage fatalities through the use of death traps, and featured a more engaging conquest mode.
Scorpion wins.
Plus, you had the new combo breaker mechanic, which would become a serious staple from this point forward, as well as special modes to break up the bloodthirsty fury like chess combat and puzzle combat. And we couldn't forget about the new Harakiri mechanic, which allowed the losing player to beat the winner to the punch by offing themselves. This really is one of the best Mortal Kombat games. If you haven't already, you need to go play it.
Shit. Annoying, bro. This fucking computer sucks. So far, I've had this computer. This computer fucking sucks. I'm getting a new one. I'm just gonna get the same computer I had before. I'm just gonna buy another one of the mini PCs. Them shits ain't nothing but like $170 to $100.
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike remains one of the best games in the franchise, and for good reason. For starters, the different parries you could pull off added a ton of depth, making combos feel much more risky when going against harder AI or more adept players.
Damn.
But what makes this PS2 port so special? Well, it included the system direction feature from the Dreamcast version, allowing you to tinker with the mechanics to your own liking. The only real asset that made this the better version was the ability to choose between the arcade soundtrack or the Dreamcast soundtrack. Hey, the more choice, the better. Capcom vs SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium.
This battle is about to explode. Fight!
Two massive game companies go head-to-head in this crossover fighter. Create a team of 3 from a wide selection of Capcom and SNK characters in a game many consider to be one of the most complex fighting games ever made. Indeed, Capcom vs SNK 2 is a very complicated game, but the learning curve is what birthed its hardcore fanbase. From the 48 playable characters, players could find countless playstyles to pull off crazy attacks. As expected, there is some nonsense used by the AI like input reading that is expected from games coming from SNK in any capacity, and unfortunately the art style is pretty inconsistent due to Capcom reusing sprites. Just look at Morrigan. But for the most part, CVSNK2 was a remarkable title that encouraged experimentation, which is something not a lot of fighting games achieve to this day. Tekken 5. Tekken 5 is hands down the best fighting game that ever graced the PlayStation 2. For fans, this was the ultimate package that reminded everyone why Tekken was so great. Gone was the weird stage geometry from Tekken 4, and in its place, we got walls that could make your attacks even more devastating. Sweetening the deal even further, Tekken 5 came with a story mode for every single character, an arcade mode, and the arcade versions of the first 3 Tekken games. In other words, you virtually had 5 whole games in one package for a price that almost felt like you were stealing. It's the best Tekken game, it's the best 3D fighting game, and it is the best fighting game that came out on PlayStation 2. Fight me.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the
Alrighty, man. That's just gonna about do it for this one. As you all know, I can always give my list at the end. I did not play Tekken. I did not play Street Fighter. I did not play Capcom versus any fucking thing. So my PS2 fighter games, shit, it's mostly gonna be Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Def Jam, We're gonna exclude WWE. We're gonna exclude it. I don't know why people think it's okay to include it after I said we're excluding it. We're excluding WWE. So excluding WWE or WWF, if y'all want to be technical about it. Yeah, so they didn't put they fucked up. This list is terrible. This list trash, bro. This is trash because they got some bullshit on here. Okay, so at my number one fighting game, I'm gonna put Def Jam Fighting for New York. Even though it took me like over a decade to finally play the game for myself. Like I said in the beginning, there's a reason why niggas said that was the best fighting game. That is most definitely the best fighting game to ever fucking exist. So Def Jam Fighting for New York is definitely my number one. Number two, I'm gonna put Def Jam Vendetta. I know a lot of people gonna be like, you gonna put Def Jam back to back? Yep. I didn't play a lot of fighting games like that, bro. So, like I said, the Tekkens and all that shit. The next one I'm gonna put on there is number 3. I'm gonna just give y'all my top 5. So it's gonna be Def Jam Fighting for New York, Def Jam Vendetta. Then I'm going to put Fight Night on there because how do you not put Fight Night on here? You talking about fighting games? You got to put Fight Night. Or you got to put a boxing game on here at the bare minimum. I'm gonna put Fight Night 2004 on here. That's the one I played the most. Fight Night round 1 was pretty cool, or round 2, whatever the fuck it was called. The one with Bernard Hopkins on it, that was pretty cool. But I personally prefer 2004. That's just me on a personal level. Then at number 3, I'm gonna put Mortal Kombat Deception for sure. I want to put Deadly Alliance on there. I do want to put Deadly Alliance on there, but I'm gonna go with Deception. I'm gonna definitely go with Deception, even though Deadly Alliance, I got more of a relationship with that game than I do with that and then Deception, but I'm gonna put Deception there because yeah, that shit was fire. Then after that, if we can count it, I don't know if you can count it as a fighter, but I'm gonna put Shaolin Monks on there. I'm gonna put Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks on there. So yeah, that'll be my top 5. So it'll be the first 2 Def Jams, Fight Night 2004, and then Mortal Kombat Deception, and then Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. That would be my top 5 right there, if you want to count that. But if we can't count it, then I'm gonna go Fight Night round 2. Round 1, round 2, whatever it's called, 2005. The one that came out in 2005. So yeah, whatever. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. This list is ass. You already know the 2 days, the man and the tuna.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
So yeah, man, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.